Sup everyone, welcome back to another video. And I see a lot of people are pretty upset with my previous video, and yes, my PC is still broken, and you might be wondering how the hell you're recording this video. I have an old and backed up PC that I used to use making videos. If you guys remember, before I moved and built another PC, I was using this one. So we're back on the old PC. I haven't gotten the whole thing set up. There's a Christmas dinner happening, a lot of things going on at the same time. I'm incredibly sick. Well, not incredibly anymore, but still a little sick. However, I just want to get this video out as soon as possible because this right here pretty much summarizes my experience when it comes to not just the Genshin community, but my experience with Genshin, as well as I think some people just need to hear this. All right, so here we go. People never ever, I guess not just for Genshin, but in life, settle for the bare minimum. And you guys will see where I'm going with this, because the topic for today's video is the difference between a C0 Raiden and a C2 Raiden. A lot of people would already jump the gun and like, why bother, right? Why get a C2 Raiden? You never need it. You won't ever need it. You will never ever feel that power is necessary. It feels excessive. It just kills the game. It's not fun. Why bother? Right? So you settle for C0, and then you settle for another C0 5-star and another C0 5-star and another C0 5-star. Before you know it, your account is full of a bunch of random 5-stars that likely you're only going to be using very few of. And this is the case with my account, right? Now, I can get away with this because I make video for the game, and that's all fine and dandy, but in actuality is I'm being extremely wasteful by getting a bunch of these 5-star characters sitting at C0, and really honestly, if I can look back and peer back in time to finalize my decisions for my account, I likely would have picked up a couple constellations for a couple 5-stars here and there. It's a lot more enjoyable. I enjoy their playstyles. I think they're cool characters, and oh no, I just think that it's a much better use of your resources. At the end of the day, we play this game for different reasons, people. And I don't want to sound all preppy and preachy and everything, but really, judging by how you guys are approaching this game and how you guys reacted, it baffles my mind. It's almost like even in this escapism world where you guys are using this game to escape your reality, you can't help but take these self-limiting mentality into the game that you're playing, right? That's where I go back to what I said earlier. Never settle for the bare minimum. This is true in game, true in life, true for almost everything you can pursue in your life as well. People, let me give you an example. Let's say if you had the choice to get a Mercedes for yourself to drive, or a Honda, a Prius, and maybe, I don't know, an electric scooter. What's gonna be the better option here, right? Why do people buy Mercedes? Why do people purchase Ferraris? Why do people live a good life? Why do people choose to eat a juicy steak over the bare minimum? Do you absolutely need that to survive? No. But why do people do it? Why chase for these kind of luxuries? Now, before you answer that question, I'm sure everybody's gonna spew out a whole different answer. Some people will be like, because they're wasteful, right? Sure, wasteful is an adequate answer in this case. But the point I'm getting across is because you can, because they can. This is really about you. It doesn't matter who's gonna respond to your comment down below when you say like, yeah, Walrus, I'm gonna go for C2 Raiden, and somebody's gonna comment down below, oh, but that's such a waste of your resources. You never need it anyways. Why bother? And people will always tell you, pull for a bunch of 5-stars. Oh, you get to experience the game in so many different ways. But I'll be honest with you guys, with how HoYoverse has been releasing characters, some of them are just not your cup of tea. I guarantee you, not every single 5-star character is going to click with you. And there's going to be a very high likelihood that you will feel like you've wasted a bunch of resources when you got a bunch of these 5-stars, let's say 2-3 years down the line, and you're only using 3 of them out of like 10 that you have. And that's the case with me. There's a lot of 5-star DPSs that I don't use because Raiden trumps them all in terms of utility. She wins in terms of damage. She beats out most, if not all of them. There's only very few that can output more damage than Raiden, and that's in exchange for a lack of any other features. It's just damage is all they bring. But Raiden brings utility, she brings damage, and that's why I say upgrading a Raiden from C0 to C2 pretty much guarantees that you never really need to invest into alternative DPS carries ever again. And what I mean by that is you can invest into them, you can get C0 copies, you can even get away with free-to-play weapons, but because you have such a strong carry as Raiden sitting in your back pocket, even if the content gets 50% more difficult somehow, right? Even if you guys think it's never gonna happen, but you know, in the past, HoYoverse has jacked up the Spyro Abyss health pool by quite a margin in terms of difficulty spikes, and I'm saying that with an air quote, right? It's just they have bigger HP pools. But even with that, into the future, a C2 Raiden will guarantee that you never really will have any issues. And especially with the banners that are currently available, it allows you to build an Ayato freeze team if you're going for Ayato with Viridescent user to kind of flex in all these positions. This is also another tangent. Like when I said that these two banners are some of the best you're likely going to get, especially for free-to-plays, early game players, or mid-game or late game players, I mean it, because at the very least, if you're starting the game right now, you can get Raiden, you can get Sara, you can get a Viridescence user, or you can get Ayato, you can get Rosaria and a Viridescence user. You guys, oh, but Kazuha has so much. Like, yeah, but are you going to get Kazuha, Ayato, Raiden on the same banner? It's never going to happen. People are like, oh, but the 4 stars. Listen, every time when we get bomb 4 stars, the 5 stars are ass. Every time we get bomb 5 stars, the 4 stars are very basic, and there's always one dud. And when I say there's one dud, there was all like, oh, Basayu, like, she's not a dud. Listen, you were waiting for the perfect banner. It'll never come, people. It doesn't exist. It's always about what fits your needs. Currently, new players, mid-game player, even some late-game players who have been on the fence about upgrading their Raiden, this is a great banner. And for people telling like, oh, people like this is not a good banner, this is like mid-banner. Like, if a Raiden banner with a dedicated support in Sara plus a Viridescence user is a mid banner, I honestly don't know what you guys want to be a good banner. Do you guys want like Raiden Shogun with Bennett, with Xingqiu, and also with Xiangling on the same banner? Is that like the kind of banner you guys want? And then the other side of the banner is going to be Hu Tao, Xingqiu, Yelan, and Zhongli as well. These banners don't exist. These are fairy tale banners. Your criteria for these banners quite literally don't exist. There has never in the history of Genshin Impact have a banner that stacked, because HoYoverse would never do it. A more realistic situation would be, okay, a Raiden Shogun banner with Sara, and maybe you can slide a Xingqiu or a Bennett in there, maybe, right? And then the last one is going to be some like Goro, or like somebody that people never would want to play, like a Jinyan, right? Jinyan, something like that. But in my memory, I don't ever recall a banner that stacked. For somebody who's just starting off the game right now, these banners are going to be very beneficial for you, because Raiden Shogun's best in slot team comp revolves around 3 4-star characters, one of which is free to play, right? You get her from the Spyro Abyss, I believe, what was it, AR-20? It's been so long, but one of them is free to play, and then you got Bennett and Xingqiu that you gotta collect, which you're gonna likely collect somewhere down the line anyways. And building up Sara constellations is just gonna set you up for future Raiden hyper carry comps, and people are saying, oh, but Lisa with a free-to-play weapon can... Yeah, but like why choose to drive a Prius? Why do you, even in a video game where you can chase the Mercedes, you can chase a Ferrari, you can chase the best possible tools that you can get to help you succeed, why are you still chasing after a Prius? Like, why limit yourself to this extent? You are not Enviosity. You don't get anything from playing this game with the bare minimum, playing from scraps. People, understand that if you want to truly experience Genshin for what it has to offer, you have to keep scaling up vertically. Yes, horizontal scaling is important to a certain extent, but like, look at an account like mine. I don't think anybody would really want to play around with my account, to be honest with you. It's just a bunch of C0 5 stars. Some of them have their weapons, some of them don't. What's the difference? Most of them do the same amount of damage. It's what color the damage numbers are and what animations they have. There's no difference. And I'm very thankful that I decided to invest into my Raiden from C0 to C2 and eventually C3, because now she's the anchor to a lot of the more air quote difficult content, in combination to my Hu Tao, that I don't have to worry about difficulties in content spiking, because I already have that covered, right? I'm sitting here already with my Ferrari, with my Mercedes, whatever the hell you guys want to call these characters. I'm done. And I'm telling you guys, hey, it's a game. Go get your Ferrari. Go get your Lamborghini. Go get your Mercedes. Go get your whatever, Tesla. Just go for it. Right? You're not losing anything. Listen, people, it's not like I'm telling you guys to C6 Xinyan. Can you imagine a world where right now people telling you to live your best fantasy life and others telling you why bother? But of course, at the end of the day, it's your Primo Gems, your call. If you think your C0 Raiden is fine, it's fine, right? If you think you want to invest into 20 different 5-star characters at C0, go do that. But what I'm telling you right now is, As somebody who has all the 5-star characters, most of them sitting at C0, investing in constellation, especially high value constellation, is going to bring a lot more joy and longevity to the characters you play, because who wants to feel like they're just scraping by with the bare minimum? Surely not me, and I sure hope that you don't think like that as well, because if you do, we have bigger problems than just who's the best character for you to invest in. And until next time, I urge y'all to stay safe. Peace, happy holidays.